TRT World's research, the director of TRT World's Research Center, Tarek Cherkaoui, for some more analysis on this. Tarek, let's continue this conversation that we were having with Yusuf. Yusuf was basically talking about how this operation was to ensure or Turkey protecting its borders through national security. But we all know that the PKK terrorist group, as well as its affiliated offshoots, cover a vast area, both in northern Iraq, some parts of Iran, as well as northern Syria. How do you think it's going to affect that dynamic?
Well, I think this is a very important operation. It comes after the earlier operation that was dubbed Claw Tiger, Claw Eagle. So Claw Tiger is a continuation of this operation. It is very important because there is a lot of activity of terrorist activity very close to the border of Turkey. And of course, Turkey has managed to go at great length and eliminating some terrorist threats in the vicinity, especially northern Syria. But in Iraq, the situation has become quite alarming, especially in the area of Sinjar. The area of Sinjar has witnessed an upsurge in activity of PKK, especially after 2014, where the PKK pretended that they are there to protect the area against Daesh attacks. But this was just a false pretense to enhance its terror activity across the region. And of course, northern Iraq is like the Turkish authorities relied on the Iraqi authorities to do something about these threats, but obviously this attitude was not forthcoming, and therefore Turkey has its legitimate interests at stake, and this is a threat to its national security, a very important threat to its national security, and therefore there is absolutely there will be no qualms to go after these terrorists and destroy them. After the first phase, which was mostly aerial, then there is the ground phase where the Turkish commando units will be there operating.
Tarek, because Turkey doesn't have any formal ties with the Assad regime, and because of the link between the United States and the YPG and the support between the two, I'm wondering how important it is for Ankara to reach out to the regional Kurdish government, the KRG, as well as Baghdad, in terms of eliminating the presence of the PKK in the region.
Yes, of course, diplomatic contacts are ongoing. We have seen also the Kurdish regional government, the KRG, issuing some communiques against the PKK presence. But the problem is verbal support or verbal forms of condemnation are not sufficient, and they are not doing a great deal of help and assistance to Turkey to stamp and to prevent this terrorist threat from coming to its borders. And as Yusuf, your correspondent, said before, there is an upsurge of attacks across many areas, whether in northern Syria or whether in the Turkish territory. And therefore, there have been a lot of contact with the authorities in Baghdad and the KRG government, but there was a lot of talk but very little action. And therefore, Turkey has to take matters in its own hands, and because the national security is threatened, this operation comes at a very, very important juncture, and I think it will be a very successful one.
All right, the director of TRT World's Research Center, Tarek Cherkaoui, always a pleasure, and thank you for your analysis.
Thank you.